Hello, everybody. Um, I know we forgot to get through episode 5, and I do plan on uploading that, but it is already afternoon, and I am just, uh, I kind of let the day get away from me. It's been, it hasn't been bad, but, um, let me explain. As I mentioned in my last vlog, I've been doing some job hunting. Matter of fact, that's what I did for the majority of the morning yesterday. Um, so over here, apparently a really big coffee company is called Costa Coffee. And so I was looking, and they are apparently hiring some baristas. Now, I've never worked as a barista before, but it would be something I would be interested in doing. It might be kind of a useful skill and all that. Something to add to my resume slash CV and be like, yes, I know how to brew coffee on the big machines and everything. And, I have experience with cashiering. I can help tidy up. I don't even know. I'm assuming baked goods are probably pre made and go in the microwave to warm it up or whatever. I don't really know, but anyway, um, again, it's kind of weird because I'm not a coffee drinker, but I have learned to enjoy the occasional cup of hot tea. And of course, I like iced tea, raspberry lemonade, that kind of thing. Um, but yeah, so they they were advertising, and so I was like, okay, so yeah, I'll fill out the application. Well, the application was not the easiest to get through. It's like online, and one thing that I found kind of interesting is that Costa, when I put in my work history, they asked why I left each position. So, but Tesco didn't, or at least I didn't see that, they didn't have that section. So maybe that's something they'll ask during the interview. I don't know. Or maybe they don't ask those kind of questions. I don't know. But, you know, it's kind of interesting. So, yeah, it took a while. And then they had a weird thing with their. You know how when you're online applying for a job and it's like your start date and then your end date? And how usually when you click on it, like a little calendar will pop up. Well, I tried typing in my information first, and I got this weird message that said the end date should be later than the start date. The thing is it was later than the start date, but it wasn't accepting it. And the really weird thing was that, usually they have like, um, oh, I know what it was. Kids, I was having issues with that, but I was also having issues the first thing I had a problem with was their, they asked, in one of the first questions they asked is, what shifts do you want? Would you like to work? And so I was like, 10 to 5, 9 to 4, or whatever, and then it was like, it was like, it came up with that message, like, your ending time should be later than your starting time, and I'm like, it is. Oh, you know what? I just realized, because over here, they do, like, regular time from, like, morning, like, early morning to, like, noon. And then from 1 o'clock on, it switches to military time. So I bet that was it. I bet they were like, didn't recognize the 5, and I should have written down whatever it was. Oh well. Maybe I can go in and fix that. But, they don't tell you that. It's like, they assume you'll know, and like, yeah, if you live here and you're born and raised here, then yeah, you're gonna know, but I'm still getting used to that. I mean, I'm just now getting to the point where I can be like, like my computer clock says it's 13:33, which is 1:33. And it's like I'm still getting used to the way things run over here. Because, like I said, slightly different than in the US. And so I was like, so I couldn't figure that out. But then just talking it out, I realized, wait a minute. So, but I didn't think about that. I didn't think about that they probably wanted military time. But I mean, they didn't say that. They should say something like, try entering in military time, or whatever. I felt dumb there for a while. I was like, why isn't this working? Why are they not accepting what it is and all that? And I'm just like, oh, okay. Now I understand. But yeah. So I've been applying, been looking. Like I said, there's a few places, but like I said, I want to work somewhere that is close enough to where I could walk to and from, wherever it is. Walk to and from. And that's the thing, is that the cost, one of the locations they're hiring at is on High Street. So I can walk up there, walk back, not a problem. But yeah, so I was just like, okay. But yeah, now I feel kind of dumb. Like, oh, yeah, military time. Whoops. But, and again, like I said, you'd think you'd make it a little bit easier for the people who are applying, but I don't know. But anyway, so I've got 2 places I'm waiting to hear back from. So kind of excited about that, kind of curious, because I'm assuming Tesco would be more, like the Tesco ad made it sound like it'd be more varied, like I would be doing different things, which, it's always fun, keeps you active and all that. And to be honest, I prefer moving around to just standing in one place. And it's a lot easier on my knee and, on my joints and stuff if I'm, if I'm walking around or whatever. But anyway, so yeah, I'm just waiting to see if I hear back from either of these places, and kind of interesting. But yeah, so I want to, I think maybe tomorrow I might upload the first part of episode 5. I don't know how far we'll get, but I also wanted to let you guys know that, because I remember the first time, waiting with bated breath for episode 5 to drop, then once it dropped, I went in, and I have multiple playthroughs, including the 3 that we've done, or done, and including the one we're doing right now. Well, my very first playthrough was, I chose Mystical as one of my traits. I don't remember what the other thing was, but anyway, so I won't spoil anything, but I'll just say you guys are in for a treat, because we will learn some interesting information about Enoch and the entity and some stuff, and we maybe get to defeat or at least keep Sybil busy for a while, shall we say. But that's all I'll say. So tune in tomorrow. Like I said, I'll try to get up at a reasonably decent time in the morning, and I'll start off doing the recording it, and we'll get as far as we can. And so I'm also really curious, because I know we've done previous playthroughs where we've let Charlie take years of her life, so that'll be interesting, but considering how we end up in the Forbidden Wing in the first place. So, but anyway, that's all I'm gonna say. So if you guys want to, and I will let you know when I upload, so you guys can jump in right away and see what else we learned. But yeah, so that's been my week so far. I've been mainly job hunting. Haven't really gone out all that much. Last week it was really, really warm, and it was really, really warm on Monday. And then yesterday, I think it ended up raining really hard, or Monday during the night ended up raining really hard, and so it's now a lot cooler than it has been. So, but yeah, So I don't know. There's really a lot else I want to say. I just had to kind of talk about. I wanted to tell you guys what I've been up to, and I know I've shared some of my previous job hunting, and so I wanted to let you know I'm still keeping up the job hunt. Still really would prefer to do something part time rather than full time. Just something to start building my money back up, and maybe even get a savings account at some point. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Um anyway, oh, the other thing I can tell you guys is Keith's birthday was the 30th, and so was Saturday, so we celebrated at Ash Nicky's before we played Dungeons and Dragons, and so that was fun. We had a whole bunch of different kinds of chicken, like nuggets and tenders and all that, and so that was pretty good. And then his mom was kind of funny. It was Thursday, I think, of last week. She came in and she baked Keith cake, chocolate cake for his birthday, and so he was like, and so she came in and she got him some t-shirts and a Simpsons glass, and the Simpsons, like the TV show. And so she came in, and I was home, and she rang the door. I don't know if you guys can see. Hang on. Nope, wrong way. But there's a phone on the wall, and that's how you gain access to the building, unless you have like a little fob. And then if you have the fob, you just hold that, and then the door opens for you and all that. But yeah, so she rang the doorbell. I got up and answered, let her in, and we spent a few minutes talking and stuff, and so that was nice. But yeah, she brought a cake, and so we took the cake with us, and everybody had a slice, and it was really good. And then we played D&D and mercilessly slaughtered our enemies. It was quite fun. And so yeah. But so that's been my week so far. I can't believe it's only just Wednesday. I feel like it should be a lot later in the week. I feel like it should be Friday or something, but it's just Wednesday. So, but anyway, I did want to let you guys know we're going to continue with Scarlet Hollow. We gotta finish that up. And then I've got to decide what game we're gonna play. We're gonna play next. And like I said, we have a variety of different games. I might start a new playthrough of Stardew Valley. We might go back to Chef RPG. We'd play Oxenfree, which is kind of a spooky, kind of time loop type game. like, I don't know. I haven't decided what we're going to do next, but either way, there will be something coming up next. Um, but yeah, like I said, just let me know if you have any ideas. Um, if not, don't pick. I'll just pick something, and if I have to do eeny, miny, mo, we'll do that. So, um, but yeah, in the meantime, I hope you guys are having a good week. Um, I hope you guys are hanging in there, doing good. And, yeah. So I'm excited to see what we'll do next. I also want to get a couple different other games that are around. Um, but like I'm not 100% sure. Also, I'm a little bit nervous because I know I mentioned the game Grave Seasons that's coming out supposedly for the Switch. But in this latest trailer they showed, they didn't mention the Switch. And so I'm like, okay, has that changed? Is it not coming out for the Switch now? I don't know. But, so hopefully it comes out for the Switch. And, because that game looks very interesting. It looks like a very unique twist on the farm game. Like you're an escaped prisoner and you're hiding out in this town and you start a farm and you get to know people, and but then all of a sudden there's this person. I'm not entirely sure. The game says supernatural, but I'm not entirely sure what kind of creature it is. Like the one little glimpse of facing the killer we see. Well, number one, at first, it's like the killer's just all in the shadows and there's just giant, massive paw that reaches out and drags the its victim, back or whatever. But then they added one scene where it's like this dark person. It almost looks like a vampire, but like not like the Edward Cullen type vampire, like the I'm gonna say this wrong, Nosferatu type vampire. The one with the pointy ears and the bald head and the, you know, all that. So I'm very curious as to how that's gonna work. But yeah, so hopefully, fingers crossed, it's still coming out on the Switch. And it's supposed to come out in August, I think. Um, but yeah, I'll let you guys know if I hear anything else about it. And, yeah, sorry it's short. I just kind of wanted to talk to you guys, and I figured it'd be, really too late to start recording a video, and I wanted to get at least a decent ways into episode 5 before we stop. So, and but yeah, so anyway, that should be coming, fingers crossed, tomorrow. And I hope you guys will enjoy it. In the meantime, it was good to talk to you guys, and I hope you have a great day.